Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us here for the 10 Weather Impacts Show. I'm meteorologist Aaron White, and we're tracking some pretty nice weather here today and really for the next several days as we got more sunshine. There are some scattered clouds out there, but overall temperatures are pretty nice up into the 70s, and we are going to stay rather pleasant here today, tomorrow, and then as we get closer to the end of the week, our temperatures will start to warm back up and we'll start to see a little bit more of that humidity building in, and that's going to be fueling our next chance for rain. But right now, as we look live over downtown from our Skyview camera, you can see a fair amount of sunshine, some scattered clouds around the area, but overall some pretty nice conditions out there. And one of the new things that we are tracking here for today is going to be some of that wildfire smoke to build back in as we go through the next couple of days, and really not arriving here until we get towards Friday. And it's not going to be anything too wild. It's not going to have an impact on the air quality, but it could lead to some hazy skies, kind of like what we saw yesterday evening. There was a little bit of that around, a very similar situation coming in here on Friday. But for right now, pleasant conditions, that's the theme, and it's going to stay that way here through tonight into tomorrow. Before we track our next chance for some showers arriving, looking ahead to the weekend. But for right now, we got some nice conditions out there, 77 degrees, winds out the north at 12 miles per hour. And our forecast, if you're heading out to the Ohio State Fair, we'll get temperatures upper 70s to low 80s here this afternoon. Mostly sunny skies, a few scattered clouds, but overall tracking some nice conditions down to about 79 here by 6 p.m. And really, the next couple days are still looking good. So as we look back at the opening day forecast, as we've had the last several years, our temperatures have been a lot warmer than we've had here today. Last year on opening day, it was 88 degrees, same back in 2024. 2023 had a high of 91, and that's just the actual high temperature. There was some humidity around. It felt a little bit more muggy normally of what we have in July. So having temperatures today in the upper 70s to near 80, lower humidity, not bad. Pleasant conditions are really the theme here today. We got 77 again right now in Columbus, London, Chillicothe, all at 77. Same thing for Marion at 77, 75 for Coshocton and Zanesville. But as mentioned, we're watching some of that wildfire smoke right now, really concentrated across the Pacific Northwest where the fires are burning into the northern Great Plains, and some of that will start to build in here looking ahead to our Friday. But for at least today and tomorrow, we are tracking some pretty nice conditions and not tracking any rain until we get to the weekend. Scattered showers, maybe a thunderstorm, but not tracking any severe weather at the present time. But some scattered showers are possible here as we go into the latter half of our Saturday, and it could be that a lot of the rain that we would get this weekend actually happens Saturday night. So not tracking a washout, but it is something we're watching here for the weekend. Otherwise, for the rest of today, scattered clouds around, a fair amount of sunshine, and then clear skies for tonight. Temperatures getting on the cooler side, down into the upper 50s for many locations, and that just leads us to a really nice Thursday. More sunshine in the forecast, and our high temperatures topping out right around 83 here for your Thursday, up to 85 on Friday. Humidity starts to rise up a little bit here as we get closer to Friday and into the weekend. Again, that will fuel the chance for some scattered showers here going into Saturday and Sunday. And notice our high temperatures actually dropping a little bit here Saturday. It's possible that some areas may be stuck in the 70s for the start of the weekend, but overall we're not tracking a washout, and some pretty nice temperatures overall here through the 7-day forecast. Again, it's late July getting into early August. Our highs could be well in the 90s. We could have more humidity. So looking at that 7-day forecast, actually a pretty good one here for the end of July into early August with highs in the 80s. So that's a look at our 10 weather impact forecast. And with all the great weather that we're seeing here outside today and for the next few days, makes for a great opening day for the State Fair. And there's plenty to get outside and enjoy now that the fair has officially kicked off. And definitely check out the new carousel, ODNR Park, giant Ferris wheel, and the Agricultural Center. As for where to start, we asked the experts at the fair.
So I would say the perfect day starts with being up at the Cardinal entrance. You're going to be up at north on the north end, 17th Avenue. Come down south. I have kids, 3 kids. You want to go south and head through all of the air-conditioned buildings because that'll give them a little bit of a break. There's also some great stuff up there they can get entertained with. So it's a good spot to start.
And of course, don't forget to check out the fried food and animals, but that's not where the fun stops. There's a great concert lineup this year, including Nelly, Styx, and Weird Al Yankovic. There's also a variety of free live music every day, strolling historical figures, pig races, and lumberjack shows. So a lot to check out there at the Ohio State Fair, and also plenty of rides to take in at the fair, including the Ohio Children's Carousel is making its debut. It features 30 characters and animals, all created in Marion, Ohio. 10 TV's Jeff Hogan joined First Lady Fran DeWine for a look up close.
All things Ohio, and if you're going to talk about that, you have to talk about this. Made in Marion, designed, engineered, built in Ohio. This beautiful carousel was co-designed by none other than First Lady Fran DeWine.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. What do we have here? The trumpeter swan.
This is the trumpeter swan, and it was endangered in Ohio. There weren't many left, and we've been able to bring them back. Well, you know, our Department of Natural Resources have worked to bring them back.
Now this looks unfinished.
So this one is really for handicap. This will actually take a wheelchair. You can actually fasten a wheelchair in here. It's the Woodland Gardens, and so you see all the woodland creatures here. All of them, the birds, everything, the flowers, the deer, all of them. It's going to be painted, but I personally think it looks beautiful in this natural wood.
Being a carpenter's daughter, you would think that.
Right, and but I think that when you see this, you realize the work of carving these out, that all these are wooden, so it makes you understand that all of them are wooden and how beautiful it is.
Yeah, just really cool seeing all those different animals that were carved. And thank you for that report, Jeff. And if you're heading out today, admission at the door of the fair is $13 for adults. Parking is $10. There are some ways to save once you're actually at the fair, though. Today, participating rides, including the carousel, the sky glider, are only $2. That special price is only actually just ended here at 2 p.m. Active military members and veterans get free admission to the fair with proper identification. On Tuesday, seniors ages 60 and older get in free. And new this year, the fair has coupons for food trucks, and in the new food hall, you can actually access the coupons on the Ohio State Fair app or print them out online. We have a link to print them out right now on 10tv.com/featured links. And another thing to keep in mind when heading out to the fair is, of course, personal safety. In fact, there's new rules this year to prevent any disruptions. 10TV's Marcia Augustin has that story.
Fights like this one back in June at the St. Catherine Fun Fest is why law enforcement has enhanced security at this year's Ohio State Fair. The goal is to crack down on large groups of people from gathering in areas and preventing fairgoers from getting into the grounds. Fair organizers say plan to see more law enforcement on the grounds.
We're not permitting crowds to gather in a way that prohibits traffic flow or inhibits fairgoer safety in any way.
Ohio State Fair Deputy Director of Operations Alicia Schultz says it's about safety and fun. So how do they plan to prevent these teen takeovers? State Highway Patrol Lieutenant Bryce Nyheiser.
That's kind of one of the things that we're going to focus on, just trying to make sure that there aren't these large groups that may need to just be broken up so that people have the ability to move throughout the fair.
The fair will also continue enforcing the fair's existing chaperone policy, which requires any child under 18 to be accompanied by a parent, guardian, or adult age 21 or older after 6 p.m.
Thank you, Marcia, for that update. And now to some final details if you want to head out to fair on opening day. First up, here are the fair hours to help you plan your trip. Monday through Friday, the fair is open from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. On weekends, you can go a little earlier. That's when the fair is open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. On the last day of the fair, August 9th, most buildings will be closed by 6 p.m. And of course, we'll have more coverage of opening day throughout the day. But for all the things Ohio State Fair, just text the keyword FAIR, F-A-I-R, to the number on your screen. That's 614-460-3345 for a link to everything you need to know before you head out. And turning now from fair coverage to severe weather striking over the past few days, starting with many in the Northeast dealing with storm damage this morning and this afternoon. In parts of New Jersey earlier Wednesday, fire crews responded to an active electrical fire involving multiple buildings burning, live wires and blown transformer. Fire crews waited for a local power company to cut power before they were able to put out the flames. It's believed that severe weather in the area led to the incident. And staying in the Northeast, much of the tri-state area, New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut were under flood watch on Tuesday as storms brought heavy rains through the area. The storm caused damage to trees falling down in Hawthorne, New Jersey. Another flood watch was in effect today as rain continued to threaten the area. And further west, communities are still recovering from Monday's storms in Illinois. These storms knocked out power to more than 500,000 combined customers across northern Illinois, while actually, some areas say that the customers, about 80% of customers, had their power restored. Crews are working to help those who are still without power. And those storms in Illinois producing several reported tornadoes, including an EF1 in Lansing, Illinois on Monday, leaving behind plenty of damage. With more on the aftermath, here's Noelle Brennan from CBS Chicago.
The day after a tornado touched down in Lansing,
my kid's childhood home.
Emotions are still swirling for Jasmine Murillo.
I don't know what to think. I don't know how to feel. I'm literally laughing and smiling and crying all at the same time because I just don't know why this is happening.
On Monday afternoon, 110-mile-per-hour winds from an EF1 tornado ripped roofs off houses.
Everyone says that things are replaceable, but the memories, the hard work it took for me to get this house, you know, the sacrifices that we put in there, our kids, everything.
The life they built over 10 years on 192nd Place, uprooted like trees up and down the block.
I'm in shock. I'm in shock. I couldn't sleep last night. Luckily, our insurance got us, to a hotel, but it's not my home. It's not my bed.
Jasmine doesn't know when or if her family will be able to return home.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Her neighbors, like Denny Sidke, are in the same boat.
Oh, man, it sounded like a bomb went off.
Denny had just taken a seat at his kitchen table when the tornado siren sounded.
Everything's gone.
His roof went flying and debris came down.
So I think one of these boards hit me in the arm,
His arm is bruised, but his neighborhood took a beating.
It's just sad to see it gone.
192nd Place suddenly feels like a much different place.
I don't know where to pick up the pieces or even where to begin.
And another big story we're following this week is the massive magnitude 7.1 earthquake that hit Japan on Tuesday, a quake that now has unfortunately proven deadly. 18 people have been found dead after a powerful quake shook part of southwestern Japan, and rescue work was continuing on Wednesday for the missing. Magnitude 7.1 earthquake struck the Kumamoto area on the southern main island late Tuesday afternoon. Japanese Prime Minister said she offered her condolences to the victims and sympathy to their relatives while urging those affected by the quake to take care of themselves under the hot weather. And Japan's Fire and Disaster Management Agency released multiple footage of the ongoing rescue operation at the mall, one of the mall shopping centers in the Kumamoto prefecture on Wednesday. At least 62 people were reported injured, 6 of them seriously, the government said there. And the tally has been steadily growing, unfortunately, fanning fears that it may continue to rise. Still remain clear how many people may still be missing. And it remains a race against time to save people trapped following the powerful earthquake. CBS News' Jared Hill has the latest.
Homes flattened in Japan's Kumamoto prefecture following Monday's 7.1 magnitude earthquake. Shoppers raced out of a mall that partially collapsed after the building was rocked by an explosion after the quake. Everyone but employees had evacuated. While some have been rescued, authorities say others are still unaccounted for. Wednesday morning, Japan's prime minister called it a race against time. Eyewitnesses reported smelling gas before the explosion. Authorities say investigations are ongoing. The mall had just reopened last month after rebuilding from a deadly earthquake a decade ago. Monday's quake had roads shaking, sparked fires in buildings, and sent this cat scurrying for safety with just seconds to spare. Even the centuries-old Kumamoto Castle was damaged. It came crashing down all at once, this man said. It really shocked me. About 10% of the world's earthquakes, stronger than a magnitude 6, happen in Japan, with its location on the tumultuous Ring of Fire. The country has strict building codes in place to prevent mass casualties. Jared Hill, CBS News.
And we're also continuing to watch this afternoon. Wildfires burning along the West Coast. This is video out of the Acacia Canyon fire in Washington. It's already burned more than 126,000 acres of land. As we continue to watch these fires burn, scientists are taking to the skies this summer to study one of the least understood weather phenomenon on Earth, wildfire thunderstorms. Evan Krugel explains how it works.
Some wildfires don't just burn, they create their own thunderstorms. And now, a NASA-led mission based in Colorado is taking to the skies to figure out why.
There are many parts of this that are still not well understood. There's only so much you can do looking from space with satellites, but at some point you actually have to get aircraft and go up there and measure it.
Dave Peterson is preparing to do just that, as NASA and partners prepare to fly high above wildfires to try and figure out how smoke and intense heat can produce thunderstorms.
So sometimes we can see fires that are putting out a lot of smoke and burning rapidly, but there's no thunderstorm. And other times, relatively small fires can produce the thunderstorm phenomenon, and we want to understand what's the driving factor there.
To find those answers, they'll take to the sky in airplanes like this one.
This is our first time doing this type of project with this plane.
Corey Wolf is the project manager for the Broomfield-based study and says 2 airplanes will fly near the edge of those fire clouds, collecting smoke particles for scientists to study.
We won't be right in the heart of those clouds. That's a much too dangerous place to be, where those pyrocumulus clouds are. But we'll be just downstream where it's safe, and then kind of seeing how that evolves going downstream from there.
He believes this research could have many benefits.
The more we can learn about fire behavior, where that smoke is going, what's in that smoke, it can really relate to and improve people's health. There's a public safety aspect in just learning about fire behavior as well. So the things we learn today will hopefully benefit society on the Front Range and other places down the road, the more we learn about these types of fires.
After a successful test flight Monday, the team will now spend the next 6 weeks chasing wildfires across the West, hoping to capture these elusive storms in action.
And finally today, we want to check out some new video into us here at 10 TV. And first up, this is really a cool one. Check this one out. This is episode 52 of Kilauea's eruption that began on Tuesday night in Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. The USGS cameras that are out there actually caught the lava fountain happening early Wednesday morning. The USGS says lava fountains could reach about 300 feet in the air. The ongoing eruption started back in December of 2024, and just a wild video to see. Always cool to see this happening there. And a lot of people flock to the national park to actually check out some of those eruptions. And finally, one other one that we want to check out. This is a towering fire tornado was caught on camera as the Widemouth 2 fire burns through Utah's Fish Lake National Forest. This powerful fire tornado churned violently through the area and just creating an amazing and dangerous spectacle that was captured there by the U.S. Forest Service. Just a pretty wild sight in parts of Utah with some of those large fires that are burning. And of course, something that we're following with those fires and potential for some of that smoke to build into Ohio here, looking ahead to Friday. So we'll watch that. Not going to have a huge impact on air quality. And overall, the forecast is really looking nice here the next few days with some more sunshine, low humidity, and nice conditions today and tomorrow before we track those rain chances here for the weekend. So that's going to do it for us here today on the 10 Weather Impact Show. Coming up later on this afternoon, Chief Meteorologist Chris Tomer's in with the latest forecast on those rain chances and also the nice weather that we have. So until then, you can always catch more news and weather online as always at 10tv.com.